Welcome to our new Advent Bible series. My brothers and I were growing up. We would go in the 5 and 10 cent store. We used to buy our grandmother's cheap jewelry, for Christmas. And my grandmother, when she opened up the presents, she would put all our the trinkets in individual boxes with our names on it. And then she would see who would come over to visit her, and if it was me, she would take out my box with my name on it, put all the jewelry that I gave her, to show that she was wearing the jewelry. Looking back and thinking and looking at her with all my jewelry, she looked pretty horrible with all this cheap jewelry all over her. But she made you feel really good because she was showing that she really wanted to appreciate the gift that you gave her and that she was using it. And that's exactly what Advent is for me. It's showing God that we want to appreciate the gifts that He gives us and that we're really enjoying them. So what I'm offering this Advent is every day I'm going to offer a short little reflection on one of the gifts that God gives us so we can use it and really appreciate it and show God that we're really benefiting from these gifts. And that's the best way to prepare for Christmas, because Christmas, of course, is the ultimate gift that we get, which is Jesus Christ, the Son of God, came into the world for us. So it's the Father's greatest gift that He could give us. So to prepare us for that gift, we're going to look at all the other gifts that God gave us and prepare us well. So I hope you enjoyed this video series, and I'll see you as we go forward. Today is December 3rd. It's the first Sunday of Advent. And today we want to be vigilant at all times. That is the theme of the readings that we'll have. It says, "Be watchful, be alert. You do not know when the time will come." So, as you know, the Jonah was in a boat with some soldiers. He was the prophet, and the soldiers were instructed to throw Jonah overboard because it was a great storm, and the storm would go away if Jonah was thrown out of the boat. So they did that. They threw Jonah out of the boat. So there's Jonah in the middle of the sea, all alone, and so God sends him a water taxi. So He picks him up, which is the whale. So the whale picks him up and brings him to the shore. And then it says, the scripture says that the whale vomited him out of his mouth. Apparently that the prophet Jonah made him sick to his stomach, so he threw him up, and there he is on the land. So then he goes to Assyria, where he has to give a speech to them. So he goes to Assyria, which is the Jewish enemy, and he gives probably the worst homily you and I will ever hear in our entire lives. It's only 6 words long. It's, "In 40 days, Nineveh will be destroyed." And so the Ninevites, when they hear that, they say that there's nothing, the homily is not really that good because it doesn't mention God, it doesn't mention God's mercy, it doesn't mention that God is slow to anger, rich in kindness. But what it does say, but it implies all of that with the 40 days. So when the Assyrians hear this horrible homily, they go right into action. They say 40 days. That must mean that there might be hope for us. So what they do is immediately they go into action, and they put on sackcloth and ashes, and they do penance, and they hoping that maybe God will change his mind, which is an incredible thing. So 40 days, think about that for a minute. This is a procrastinator's dream, is 40 days. So let's say, for instance, I gave a paper for my students and it's not due to 40 days. Do you think that any of the students are going to leave the class and start the project, the paper right away? I doubt it. Or let's say, for instance, 40 days and your tax returns have to be brought in. So you're gonna it's 40 days. You're not gonna do tax returns today. You have 40 days to do it. Christmas is in 40 days. Are you going to do Christmas shopping today? No, you got 40 days. So 40 days is a long time. But the Ninevites, which is really shocking, is that they don't wait 40 days. They do something that is immediate because that's the time to do it. Because they don't want God's mercy in 40 days. They want it now. And that's really the message of the gospel readings and the readings that we have today. My father had a hunting buddy, and his life got off the tracks. He had he had a relationship with another woman and against his wife, and then he ended up going into Europe and working. He made a fortune over in Europe working over there. And his goal was that after he finished working over there and retired, he was going to put his life back on the tracks again. He's going to get back to it with his family, get back with his wife, and enjoy life. Unfortunately, when he came back to the States, he got cancer. He was dead in 2 weeks. So Dad asked me to go to the wake service, which was which was down the Cape, which is a couple of hours away. So I went with him, and we went to the wake service. When we got out the wake service, I got in the truck, and my father was driving, and he put his hands on the steering wheel, and I'll never forget it. He looked at me and he says, "Peter," he says, "whatever you do, don't put it off. Don't put anything off. You do it now. You love now. You be generous now. You be kind now. Don't ever put anything off, because you'll never, never have this moment again." And that's been something that I've been always trying to live by. And that's the Advent message. The first Sunday of Advent really reminds us of that, is that don't put off anything, especially with God. We need God's mercy now. So take it now. Make your relationship strong with God now, because we'll never have this moment again. We'll see you in the next video.